Okay, this is super interesting. Oh, look at this. Actually, wait, police officers. Got a good picture there, in fact, with the guy. I'm surprised, actually, because it's rare that the police will pose with anyone for anything. So that was actually quite a nice thing to see. Proves that, you know what, some of the police are liberal and happy to pose regardless of the cause. And to be honest, folks, I either think it should be an absolute no, we're not posing with anyone ever, or yeah, we can pose with anyone. In other words, I don't think they should discriminate. Let's not forget, guys, the police are first and foremost Crown servants. Yes, they're also public servants, but Crown servants, public servants, in that order. Why? Because the oath of allegiance is sworn to the Crown, to His Majesty. As any newly qualified police officer fresh out of Hendon will gladly tell you. Horse Guards is absolutely chocker, wocker, zocker, whatever. I mean, it's packed. We could have arrived actually at quite a fortuitous moment. Now, we've got one of the twins in this box this morning, which is interesting. Obviously, we've got a ton of spammers. We're not really surprised, but it was kind of inevitable. All being sandwiched in a big line around the front. I believe she's on Monty. Could be Indiana, but instinctively I think it's Monty. Spammeroo. Okay, let's have a quick, if we can, word with one of the police officers. I say if we can, I mean it's going to be a lot flipping easier said than done, given how absolutely rammed it is. 1 second. Obviously I'll keep the camera away, looking at who we've got and where. The crowd, something of a circular crowd around this box. Again, the officer's doing what he does best. What I mean by that, well, he always goes over and seeks somebody that might need additional assistance in order to bypass the crowd and effectively come to the front of the queue. Why does he do that? Because he's a good person. That's why he does that, folks. Always. All right. How long do you reckon till the gates close? It's going to close, aren't they?
It'd be down to the Army's decision. They will assess and make the decision if it's they really ultimately it's down to them really to decide.
I was speaking to the protest organiser when I came out of this end. He said he expects all of Whitehall from Trafalgar Square to the Cenotaph to be completely solid by 1.
Right.
That'll be interesting if it happens, won't it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
So,
luckily,
let's see.
You know, they are trained to assess it, the Army. They can, you know, we obviously can support them to facilitate the closure if necessary.
Yep. It seems peaceful, so I mean, I don't think it's going to go crazy like that random thing last week.
I don't know, I wasn't here next week. So.
That was when they sort of, I didn't quite charge the gate, but a lot of them ran over to try and get through the gate.
Okay.
It was unplanned protest, it was not a comfortable thing to see, but...
No, yeah. I can't imagine it is comfortable to see something like that.
Busy day for sure, though.
Well, absolutely.
Okay.
Right, you stay safe.
Thank you. Okay, folks, so yeah, all good. At the moment, as you heard, no plans... let me get into the yard. No plans at this moment to pull the guard off. However, the fact that the trooper is opening the boxes doesn't necessarily mean they're going to remove the horses. This will be the key moment, actually, because it's a changeover coming up. However, I do think, given the other chap that was out and about a minute ago, I do think it's highly, highly likely that they're going to be taken off. Not now, but by 1 o'clock. I'm pleasantly, but genuinely surprised that they've got a kingsguard. These tourists will be disappointed if they don't change them over. Easy way to find out, before I don't need to continue speculating. Let's have a look and see if we have a fresh mounted guard in the stable area. If we do, they're going to change. Oh, we do. We actually do. Actually, hold on a second, but then 11:56. Okay, so they're doing the noon changeover. Then possibly there'll be an hour's worth of wholesome horsey fun between this changeover and when they remove them. I can't see that they're going to stay on. Even if the protesters walk along silently, the sheer volume of people, we're talking, there would need to be tens of thousands to completely fill Whitehall. But remember the farmers' protest, how when I turned on the camera, there were about, 50 people, and within 45 minutes, Whitehall was completely closed, filled with tractors, protesters, supporters. So that's how quickly, folks, it can turn people. I mean, I don't know if it will be like that today. We will see. Oh, hold on a second. This is a rare sight. This is a very rare sight. We've seen this troop on the horse about 3 or 4 times ever. And when we first started filming and spotted him originally, he'd never been on a horse in the box, ever. Yes, that's right. And that's interesting because a certain other retired trooper, who I can name because he's a public figure and we all know him anyway, Trooper Ellis, long since retired from the Kingsguard, would also have had to mount a guard in the box had he signed up and remained a trooper in the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. So that would have been an interesting sight, folks, because it had never been seen before. He'd been seen in every other conceivable position except that one. But since they changed the rules last year, every trooper is on foot and on the horse. Chitsman, gatesman, boxman. No preference at all in terms of order. It all comes down to a rotation. Simple as that. We've got more police reinforcements in the yard, and they are talking with the chappie in his MTP. So let's see what's going to happen, how long it will take. All right, we've got a good spot, guys, right at the front. Let's see. I mean, he's got a nice big happy horse, so worst way. Quite a lot of people actually sitting on the floor, on the ground, sorry. I always say floor ground. It's like, guys, get behind the bollards. And he's right. That's what they're here for. To be honest, it's... oh, here we go. Actually, surprisingly not. They've got a new mounted guard in the yard ready to come out. But I spoke to the protest organiser. He thinks all of this will be filled by 1 o'clock. I don't know. But for now, they're going to change them over. I honestly thought they'd take them off today, straight away. Yeah, very curious. Guess we got lucky, guys. This is me coming out anticipating making a no guards video, and we get a guards and protesters video. 2 for the price of 1. Amazing, eh? Not only that, with some familiar faces that are very unfamiliar in the box. I'm looking at the clock. I think we've got 1 minute to the bing bong. The thing is, though, there are a number of protest groups starting to come along Whitehall from the Trafalgar Square end. It'd be interesting to see if they all calmly go around, because they still haven't, interesting enough, closed Whitehall. There's still traffic, 2-way traffic, look. They're going to have to close it sooner or later. Anyway, here come the new horses, folks. Yeah. Actually, wait, let's grab a quick picture of this beauty before we head off at some point later. Then we've got a nice picture of the day. Let's grab the hoof number. Let's see. Bing bong. Okay, that's horse of the day sorted. It's very quiet, guys, despite the protest.
Kijk, zie je dat? Daar staan de nieuwe paarden klaar.
The other horses. I don't want to go onto Kingsguard. It's a bit noisy today. I'm very interested to see which guard. Oh, actually, hold on a second. This makes perfect sense now. So I say, which guards are going to take over from their 2 colleagues in the boxes? After this changeover, when we see which card is in this end, I'm going to try and fix myself as much as possible at the other end. Still can't decide if I've confused Monty with Indiana. Instinctively, I think this one's Indiana. Oh my goodness me, that's the closest horse ever came. And I am behind the bollards, flip-a-roo. Look at this handsome fellow. Good morning, Mr. Horse. He's like, no, don't take my picture, I'm shy. Wow. see if they're going to do exits and gates as well. I mean, the yard is jammed right now. I don't think they will. I think that's it. 3, 2, 1. Is everyone going to run out? Well, I mean, they're moving out slowly. I just noticed actually the gatesman's still at his post, so there's no chance they're doing a double change. I don't think they'll even get to a double change today, just because of the fact that, as I said, I think they're going to close way before we get to that point. I think we're going to see this place shut. Okay, so let's swap ends. Why? Well, we've got a gigantic, handsome beauty at this end, Lady Trooper, but more importantly, shockingly even, guys, we have got a flipping massive number of people coming out of the yard. Look at this. Oh my goodness me. I mean, some obviously are here for the protest, but wow, that's a lot of bodies. In fact, half the people are trying to get into the yard and escape, and the other half are trying to get out of the yard to freedom and life with the horse. Gosh. Are we sure that half-term doesn't start today, folks? I mean, what the flip? Where did this many people come from? That is utterly bizarre. Shocking. Remarkable. The only problem is we might end up being something of a hairdressing channel again, because there are just so many people here that it's hard to know where to stand to film. I'll try and keep the camera up higher than everybody's head. I mean, that might be a decent starting point, but golly gosh. I do typically like to film on the side where we have the sign. That way we avoid bubble hats, etc., etc. And get happy people with the horse. Just pushing in. Yeah, bro, don't worry about getting in the box. It's always people with bubble hats that march across the line. To be fair, guys, he deserved it because he pushed in front of the lady in the cream overcoat. Naughty boy, eh? Go over here in the brown bees. My grandfather once owned a horse, a rocking horse. I remember riding as a child, 1877. Flipper, are these two ever going to get out of the way in front of the camera? I wonder. Oh, hold on, somebody's bought me a gift. I'm here. Hello, yep. Hi, quite willing to accept it. I'll even declare it. Nope, they're going to stand here all day, guys. We're not actually going to get a clean picture of the guard. We're just going to get these faces. Pretty much constantly. They decide to move in. He's going to email the HCAV and ask if they've got a room in the stables. Yep, just hang around, guys, don't worry about it. Meanwhile, she can't get over to give me my treats. Take your time, guys. Bro in the white hat's trying to push in as well. He's like, oh, peasants, get out of the way. I'm important. I thought he's a very accomplished pickpocket. Look, he's picking their pockets whilst pretending to look at the guard. So, yes, that's... oh, there you are.
Storage.
That's it. I think you got a brand new iPhone 16, actually. From that little rustle tussle. I personally think that it's time to ban bubble hats at horseguards, folks. Look at it. And I was a veterinary student. Oh my goodness me. And this, guys, is why it sometimes gets jammed here. People get a little bit agitated because selfish tourists like that just decide to stand there for as long as they want. It's just kind of browse, take some pictures, have a chat, maybe send a couple of emails, video call to mum back in Poland, and possibly we'll then move out of the way and let somebody else get themselves a picture. Okay, so here we are at the other end, temporarily, at least until they buzz off and we can see the horse, which is easier said than done sometimes here at Horseguards, people. At least we've got somebody getting told to get behind the line. Actually, I've got an idea. Hold on. Hold everything. I'm seeing basically 0 face coverings. Oh, hold on a second. First road closure is in place. There it is. That's a good sign. Closed. Next up, here. They'll slowly stop the traffic on Whitehall, and then boom, we've got another official emergency lockdown. Oh yes, folks. I didn't use that phrase lightly. I mean, it really only happens when they need to clear the public highway of everyone pretty much instantly. Right, now we're squeezing in with bucket hat wearing Swede. Here we go, guys. We're where we wanted to be. Oh, just in time for... Wait, is that a real dog or is that her purse? I can't tell. Woof, woof. Nope, it's not real. He didn't respond to my call. Nope, definitely not real. One thing we haven't seen this morning is a single police horse. How curious is that? I mean, unless they're very subtly positioned on a side street, which, to be quite honest, I doubt. I haven't seen, other than the one when we came in, any shit. Where are they all hiding, guys? And why is there 15 times less police than there was 2 weeks ago? I wonder. It's certainly uneven, though, isn't it? And as I mentioned before, this might be a pro-authority channel, but very curious why they deploy massive numbers of officers for a march populated by primarily British people, and then do pretty much the exact opposite when it's a march for Gaza. Very curious. Not that I'm suggesting conspiracy, I'm merely pointing out something we know to be factually true, having captured the complete Robinson March on our video. Yes. I mean, I think, to be honest, she's already won the best dressed tourist of the day award, unless somebody remarkable turns up. In fact, oh, this lady's wearing a bedspread. Look at this. I think she stole that when she stayed in a hotel in Fort William last week. She's like, you know what, that hotel room was flipping expensive, the breakfast was not good quality, so I'm going to take a souvenir and wear it to London. Scottish bedspread. To be honest, guys, last time I stayed in Scotland, I had a similar thought. I thought, you know what, I'd like a nice tartan blanket to keep me warm in the winter, but as I was about to check out the hotel, I thought to myself, I kind of do it. So I went upstairs and put it back in the room. Yeah. That was my decision. See, too honest for my own good. Kids like, stop, we're going to be over the white line. He's like, when you grow up, you might be able to sit on a horse as big as that one, if by that point we own a horse. Oh, very dapper looking fellow. He's pretending not to be undercover, but he's definitely undercover. Still keeping an eye on the numbers behind us. It's filling up slowly. It's more of a trickle than a flood. However, what's this bro doing? However, there's more than enough time for that to change. So we get into a spot where we've got complete visibility over the entire box and the sign, and everybody leaves. It's like, what? Oh, we've got a sort of Charles Dickens reenactment society here at Horseguards today. He's like, Great Expectations or Oliver Twist? I mean, you can probably hear the drumming that's still going on behind me. The horses seem remarkably chill. The horse is just like, what drumming? I can't even hear anything. It's like, if you think that's noise, try sleeping next to Ormond for a couple of nights. That'll teach you about noise and disturbance and lack of sleep. Look, horse couldn't care less. That said, okay. That said, I've woken him up. Now he's come back to life. What I'm thinking is that if we get people I don't know if we will, but if we get a lot of people banging drums and or blowing foghorns, at that point things are going to get interesting. Troopers coming out, so could it be the time for them to start locking things down, I wonder? He's having a little look at the numbers that are forming up along Whitehall. Guess he'll be making the call as to whether or not, yeah, it's not focused on him, but he's having a good look at what's happening, the noise and how many people there are. I say the trooper actually, wait, hold on a second. That's the corporal of horse, I think. I mean, I'm spotting 3 chevrons, guys. Is that the corporal of horse in his number 2? I think it is. If it's not, people, then please correct me. And before you say it, no, it's not a sergeant, because there is no such rank of sergeant in the household cavalry. I don't recognise him, so possibly a new corporal of horse. But that was definitely 3 chevrons, folks. So either he put on the corporal of horse's jumper this morning by mistake, or he is the corporal of horse. In which case, as the senior on the ground, not only in the army, but also as the individual that's able to overawe the police, if necessary, the corporal of horse is the person that decides if and when there is a removal. Right, first groups are starting to come this way along Whitehall. It's not massive, they're on the other side of Whitehall, but it's going to be noisy, and that's why I'm thinking the horses are going to get taken off. Let's see. Once they get roughly to Raffles, I'll dash over the road and get them walking into the camera. I want to capture as much of the kind of build-up as opposed to, you know, just jumping in when there's a zillion people screaming and shouting. I mean, you can hear how much noise there is already. Horsey's already looking. He's like, what the flip? Even the other horse, look. He's looking. He's like, why is it so noisy? Right, folks, here's the moment. Yes. I will obviously run back over if I spot the corporal of horse back out, deciding to remove the horses. We've got a good view here over everything at Horse Guards, and this group, who are from Coventry, which I believe is in the West Midlands. Oh, I'm not sure the horses are going to like those horns. Coventry Palestine Solidarity Campaign, ladies and gents. Wow, good numbers so far. The thing is, they're now flooding along both sides of the street, so how long is it going to be till the horses are removed? What do we think? Peaceful, a bit of noise, nothing dramatic. So far, horses are still in the boxes. These are just the first few small groups, folks. Remember the farmers' protest, but it will not take long to fill up Whitehall. Now that they've closed it, you can see that if these numbers continue coming along, boom, they will fill it up. I mean, to be honest, I think the secret hope was that the weather would deter a lot of people today, because up until yesterday afternoon, the forecast was for a rainy day today. Okay, here they come, about to remove the horses and lock everything up. Get ready for it. Looking to me as though they're about to take them off. Police having a chat with the troopers, and yes, as I mentioned before, I'm pretty sure it's the corporal of horse. Let's leave them to it for the minute, just in case they don't like having the camera focused on them, which I guess is fair. I mean, they are in public, but that doesn't mean it's morally right. Could these be the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tourists getting pictures with the kingsguard for today? Quite possibly. The corporal of horse is again having a look at the front gates. Trooper is just about... Oh, this is a very curious one. He's shaking his head. Oh, here we go, guys. That's it. Game's up. Closure incoming. couple of horse police, everybody behind the bollards. I mean, they just brought the horses up, what? And I say actually 14 minutes ago. So this would have been one of the briefest shifts we've ever seen here at Horseguards. 14 minutes worth of horsey time. Guess I kind of timed it well, didn't I? Actually, inadvertently, I got it spot on with the timing. And they're off. There we go. Bye horsey for the moment. Beautifully timed, I must say, guys, because there are a lot of people starting to flood along. And that's that. Oh my god, are you actually serious?
33 seconds ago.
Oh my god, again, honestly, your timing is like impeccably imperfect. They were out for a good amount of time, the horses. I was not expecting them to be out at all this morning, so I'm genuinely surprised that they were here when I got here. But Whitehall's going to get filled up pretty quick with this lot, so I think they made the right call, to be honest. It's better that they can take them off now than too much noise and they get mega stressed. Okay, that is either the... Wait, I can't see it. Probably a police helicopter. So that means they're expecting the protests to start very, very, very shortly. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, guys, that they're going to lock everything up. To be honest, I mean, if there's no mounted guard... Let's see if they took off the chitsmen. I don't think they did. I'm pretty sure the chitsmen and gatesmen are still at their posts. And if that's the case, then they're going to leave the front gates open. It's a lot of kind of bohemian hippie, let's heal the world type people today. And I kind of like that attitude because I'm pretty sure like that too in some respects. So we've still got our lovely gatesmen, and behind us our lovely chitsmen. Is anybody going to wander in for a picture? Possibly. I'm going to focus more on the process so we don't get stuck here and try and follow it, folks. If the gates close here, big deal. I mean, they've closed here about 50 times in the past month, so it's not really going to make a lot of difference to today's video. And I do think it's a good idea to get something of a pictorial record of placing of these protests, and more importantly, how quickly they potentially become problematic. So that, for the moment, is our view. They've closed up the gates at the back. They haven't taken down the signs. What I think is going to happen, in all honesty, is for that roughly 1 hour between now and when the protest forms up at the Westminster end, Parliament Square end, they're going to keep the horses off. But I reckon the horses will be back on by 2 at the latest. I mean, that's way too late for me to be here, but they will be back at some point later. Okay, so what we're going to do is our usual little thing, guys. Take a wander. Why? Well, the forming up on Whitehall for the actual march is taking place behind me. And I think the gents said that they wanted them finished and off Whitehall by 1. Now, they can't move the entire group on until the entire group is formed up. So I'm going to wander to Trafalgar Square, see if people are waiting there or coming out in large numbers to form up, and then follow them, the groups that is, as they walk along Whitehall, past Horseguards, Downing Street, the Cenotaph, etc., etc., and then hopefully form up into a giant group which will equal the complete closure. Love these capitalists. Oh, look at this. There we are. Oh flip, there's actually another massive group coming along. This one is so beautiful. Let's ask the officer what the name of this horse is. Wow, look at these. Officer, what's your horse called? Oh, I've seen this one before, Primrose. This is the new one. And what's the other one called? George. Primrose and George. Which breed of horse is this?
She's never seen anything like this before, so just be careful.
Oh,
When I see this.
So you're kind of like training her to get used to the noise, yeah? Okay, I'll stand back. Thank you very much. Oh, that's so cute. No, we saw Primrose before. She's a bit sensitive. Notice, guys, no riot kit on the horses. Let's stand back in case Primrose has a freak out, which we don't need to capture on camera. But yeah, good training for the horses, I guess.